Hey there, this is Nick with Cruising Family, and today I'm going to be talking to you about cruising out of the port of Long Beach. Join us. All right, welcome to our show today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about cruising out of the port of Long Beach. Before I get into talking about that, I want to just tell you a little bit about our channel. We are the name of our channel is Cruising Family. We are a channel that talks about cruising, talks about traveling, talks about family experiences. And we do all of that from the point of view of with a family of five. Myself, Nick, my wife, Cheryl, and our three kiddos who are pre-teens, 10, 10, and 12. So that's the perspective that I talk from, and hopefully that's something that you might find valuable. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you about cruising from the port of Long Beach. Maybe you're an experienced cruiser, you're from the East Coast, and you've gone out of Fort Lauderdale, Miami, the Port Canaveral. Maybe you're from Texas and gone out of Galveston, and you're looking at one of these cruises from the West Coast. And today I'm going to talk about the Port of Long Beach specifically because we have the most experience cruising from there. I've also cruised West Coast from Seattle and from San Francisco and from San Diego. But for today, I'm going to be talking to you about the Port of Long Beach. So first off, getting to the Port of Long Beach. You're probably going to be coming in via plane. LAX is probably going to be the port or the airport that you choose to fly into. Although if you're closer, we're from Arizona. Sometimes the tickets to Long Beach Airport are cheaper, and there are some other airports as well. But for the most part, you're going to be flying into LAX. Now, LAX is a major airport, a major world airport. It's very large, and the Port of Long Beach is about an hour from the airport. We have flown into LAX once to the Port of Long Beach. Our experience, we chose to take, it was a long time ago. We took a van service and we paid per person. And I believe that service is still available. Although, from what I read, the best way to do it is just to get an Uber. Uber and taxi are going to be around the same price. And if you have a large family like we do, the Uber XL will be less expensive than even that van service that I just mentioned. So, you can go onto Uber. You can do like a mock pricing. It could be a little bit more expensive at the time that you arrive, depending on what day you arrive and what time you're trying to go. But for the most part, from Long Beach to the port is about an hour. So plan on about an hour. I suggest, however, if you're flying into Long Beach, if you're coming from out of town, come the day before. Come the day before. And here's why. You never, ever know what's going to happen on travel day. So fly in the day before, and you're going to get a hotel. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, I'm still going to need to take an Uber, and it's still probably going to be around the same price. But the advantage there is you can choose to stay wherever you want. We like to stay close to the port. We have stayed at Hotel Maya. Hotel Maya is nice. It's a resort. We've actually gone there and used the resort amenities. It has gotten a little bit more than a little pricey as of recent, and I don't know if that's going to turn around, but the hotel is really nice. You also have the option of staying at the Queen Mary if you're a historian, or if you're big into, say, ghosts or haunting. The Queen Mary is, people love to talk about the history and talk about. So if you're big into paranormal things, they have like a tour that centers around some of that haunting. So if you're interested, definitely Queen Mary could be a hotel that you stay at before the cruise. Our go-to for a family of five, we love to stay close to the Long Beach airport, and the Long Beach airport is like a 20-minute drive to the port. So we stay at the Staybird Suites Airport Hotel, and it's not actually at the airport; it's actually on the other side of the freeway. But that's what they call it because of the proximity to the airport. And the reason that we stay there is we can get a room that has sleep bedding for five at an economical price. I won't say it's cheap, but some hotels, especially in the area, they really want. If you're going to have five, they're going to charge you for it. So we found Staybird Suites to be very amenable. We've never stayed there before. We've heard good things about the Hilton downtown Long Beach is a positive thing, and there are lots of other hotels in the area. It's a big city. If you've never been to Long Beach, maybe come in a day or two before even that. There are lots of things to go and do in downtown Long Beach. You can go to the aquarium. You could go. They have a large mall. They have like lots of walking water space. It really is like a welcoming area. So if you have the time and you want to see the area, we've made a pre-cruise vacation out of it. You can see that on our channel. We actually had a vlog where we came in a day or two before. We stayed at the Hotel Maya, and then we toured Long Beach on one of those days. So you can go check that out on our channel if you're interested. If you're not interested in watching it on our channel, that's okay. But do some research into it. YouTube it. Put into the search downtown Long Beach, things to do with family, things to do for a day, and there you'll see so many different things. And I don't want to take from those, and I'm not there today, so I can't go and show you. But you can see what we did do, and we had a great day, a great couple of days. Like I said, one of those days was using the resort at Hotel Maya. So you can see that in that vlog series. So if you live close enough to Long Beach, you can drive. Like Las Vegas, close enough. Many places in California close enough. Arizona close enough. And if you're going to make a cross country trip, you can also drive. It's easy to get into Los Angeles. We've driven there a lot, so say 18 times. The Port of Long Beach has grown up over the last 20 years. The first cruise that we did was in 2005, went out of Long Beach. So we've seen the changes that the Carnival's put into the Port of Long Beach. It really has matured, become a much more official place to cruise from. They used to have a relationship a lot more with the Queen Mary, where you could do registration in the Queen Mary. That is no longer available. Don't take that as a pro tip. Don't try to go to the Queen Mary to do registration or like pre-check-in for Carnival. That has gone by the wayside. It's been over a decade since you could do that. But they now have nice shading outside. If you're coming into the Port of Long Beach and you have accessibility issues, the scoot around rental place is right outside, so you get it before you even go into the terminal area. But it has blossomed and become so much bigger than what it was 20 years ago. So definitely love the improvements that they've made to the process, to the location over the last 20 years. So because if you're driving into into the port, I mean, you're going to end up either taking a taxi. I guess you could walk from like a hotel, from like the Hotel Maya, but 98%, 99% of people coming are going to come by car of some sort. And when you come in, make sure that you're coming off the highway. Follow the signs that say Queen Mary or Port of Long Beach. Go towards the Queen Mary. Go towards the Queen Mary until it's the turnoff, and you'll see that it says Port of Long Beach. Veer towards that direction. When you come in, they're going to give you, if you push the button, it'll give you a card. You need to take the card. For drop off, there's not going to be a fee. You're just going to go around and you're going to skirt the outside right edge of the lane, skirt all the way around, and then it'll come up to where the drop off area is. Taxis, Ubers are going to take you that direction. If you are parking, there's a parking structure, a parking garage. And once you get about halfway in, you're going to take a left into the parking area, and the parking garage is right there. For a 7-day cruise, we paid $163 for that 7-day cruise to park there. And because of the expansion of cruising from the Port of Long Beach, they have expanded the amount of people cruising out of the Port of Long Beach. So if you get a letter that says you need to park in a different location from Carnival, park in that different location for your cruise, because it will be full when you come, because the other cruise ships that are also cruising out of there have left on different days, and there's nobody coming in to make vacant spots for you, so you won't be able to park there anyway. Even if you show up and try to park there, the garage will be completely full. So make sure that you follow that letter if you get it. If you don't get that letter, proceed to the garage. You can go up. You can find a parking spot. We always try to find it closer to the elevators. The elevators for the port are going to be on the southeast corner, and we always make sure to try to be there as close as possible. The garage has improved things in that port as part of the improvement. But once you get there, you're going to go down those elevators. You're actually going to step in. Once you get off the elevators, go into the garage. You'll be able to drop off any ported luggage that you need. Hand it to one of the porters. They'll make sure that it gets onto the ship with you. And then you're going to go back towards the dome. Go across the street into the dome, or towards the dome, and you're going to, there'll be some people there standing, or at least the last time we went, there were some people there standing, asking to see our boarding pass. And they're just making sure that you're getting there and that you need to be in that location. And then they're going to tell you, they're going to veer you towards the left-hand side. And the lines, if you're there before 9:30, if you're there a half hour before the first check-in time, there'll be lines outside. The lines and how they line you up seem to be evolving. And I say that because we've gone out of there 7 or 8 times since 2021. So sometimes they have you line up towards the actual door. This last time that we went, they actually had us lining up in a different way. So I don't want to say do it this way or do it that way. Just make sure that you're looking to see where your arrival time line is and line up in the appropriate arrival time. And it moves really smoothly. They move really smoothly through that line. They're going to get you in. You're going to go through the doors, and then they're going to check your documents and passport, and then they'll send you to security, and then they'll have you go. There's a final line before they have you go sit, and sometimes there are security dogs that are working. Sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they are. The last time we went, We had to stop for a little while. They came and just walked past us, and they might have you put your backpack or your bag on the ground, but just make sure that you're not reaching out trying to pet the dog. Those are working dogs. So arrival time at the Port of Long Beach, typically the first one is 10 to 10:30, but typically they will not start boarding before 11-ish. I have seen it 10:45, but that's rare. Usually it's 11 or after. So if you're the type of person, you're like, hey, when can I just get onto the ship? If you're that person, and we're not those people, okay? But if you're a family and you're like, my kids are not going to do well just sitting there waiting, choose an arrival time maybe at that 11:30, 12:30 mark, okay? 12 mark, because people have all gone on by then, and you're going to see that the traffic might be a little bit lighter trying to get into the port. So if you're that type of people, do it that way. Once you get through, you're either going to wait for them to open or you can go right on. And you're going to go up some ramps and then go through. They're going to do one final face picture dealio, and then you're going to be getting on the ship. If you are a mobility person, if you don't do well with those ramps, you can continue past the security guard and say, I would like to use the escalator or elevator, and they'll let you through. You just need to say, hey, I want to go use the escalator. Even when it's been very busy, we've said, hey, we want to use the escalator. They'll let us through, and we just walk up, use the escalator. And sometimes there is a line for those elevators. All right, so once you get off the ship, once you're at that debarkation time, because once you're on the ship, you're done with the Port of Long Beach until the end. So at debarkation, that's another story. If you are the type of person that loves to be able to take your stuff on and off and want to do express debarkation, you can keep your bags all the way through the evening, and then you're going to take your stuff off. You're going to hear pretty quickly in the morning that it's available, and you can get off. But if you put your luggage out, make sure that you wait for the zone to be able to proceed out. We have tried to go ahead of time and ended up having to stand for a long period of time in the terminal without really anywhere to be, because they hadn't cleared customs yet. So make sure that you wait for that. One big pro tip: once your luggage has cleared, and they've called your zone and you've proceeded down, if you're a large family, you have several people that maybe won't be able to help, won't be able to do that process. If you get a porter, they'll bring over a push thing, and they'll push you through. They'll push you through the line. And one of the reasons that we do it this way is because we're able to go through that line just a little bit quicker. I read and I've heard lots of people talking about when can I safely get for an airplane for a ticket. If you're doing that self-debarkation, is an hour to LAX, and sometimes the fog situation, I'm going to say please don't book out of a flight leaving LAX before noon. And you might find people that are like, oh no, you can do it this time. But just for peace of mind, from the Port of Long Beach, if you're looking at plane tickets to go home, try to get something noon or after, because just because of traffic, just because of unexpected things that happen, just because of clearing customs and being able to get off the ship, all of those things are variables and could impact you. I do know that there are lots of people that live in LA, Long Beach, and they report, oh, I was home by 8:15. Maybe that's your case. Maybe that's their case. But if it's on the flip side, those people are also okay with saying, oh, I got home by 11:30, right? So just if you're cruising from the Port of Long Beach, just build in a little bit of security time in that leaving time. Well, thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you found something helpful here. We've cruised out of Long Beach a ton of times before, so if you're like, oh, what about this? You didn't mention this, you didn't cover that, and you want an answer, put it in the questions below. We have a plethora of information or knowledge about cruising from there, and if I don't know, I'll either say I don't know, or I'll try to find the answer for you. So thanks guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.